this year was very high paced. You just move forward. You're either fixing something, building something, or whatever the case might be. And then sometimes it's quite daunting, you know. You're like, oh, okay, lock in.
Welcome to Soul Brothers. With myself, Simon, and today with Selene, who's joining us from SNS, and we're going to chat a little bit about SNS, about Selene's background, and about Breakpoint as well, potentially. So, Selene, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I just said this is my first time as an interviewee, so I'm excited.
It's different, right?
It does.
But
I feel more nervous being an interviewer than an interviewer.
Essentially, we're just having a conversation, like you and me, with a few mics between us.
Yes, and a few lines.
That's how I do podcasts.
Yeah.
I just told it to someone else as well before this, to Casey. The best podcasts, in my opinion, appear out of curiosity.
Yes.
When the interviewer actually wants to know shit.
Yes.
And not just ask some stupid ass question, right?
And luckily we're friends, right?
Luckily we're friends as well. And luckily I don't know anything about you that goes beyond SNS, really. Like, I know you from South Africa, but I don't really, there's like a lot of...
That's the first time we met.
We didn't, exactly. So we didn't have like a, sit down properly where we could talk. So actually this is a great opportunity. So I'm going to catch you off guard right now and ask you a little bit about your personal background before we start to talk a little bit more about SNS. Selene, is that your real name?
That is my real name.
Okay, I don't know. Like, you're from South Africa.
I am from South Africa.
That is good to know. You are also from Joburg? Is that the...
No, I'm from Cape Town. I'm actually originally from a country right above South Africa called Namibia.
Yeah.
But when I say that to people, they're like, where the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Oh, we're allowed to swear? Shit. Oh, I just did it again.
That's actually,
Beep.
Very, it's okay.
Yeah, so I'm from Namibia, but
yeah,
when people ask, I just say South Africa. It's easier.
Okay.
Less questions.
You also moved to South Africa, I guess, at some point in your life.
Yes. When I went to high school, I went to South Africa. Namibia is quite tiny. Not a lot of experiences, not a lot of excellent schools, universities.
How long did you stay there? Like, how old were you when you left Namibia?
14. And then I went to high school. 13.
How was it to grow up in that country? What is it like? Do you guys have streets? Where do I even start?
Like, no worries, we have running water. It's a different lifestyle. It almost feels a bit more primitive. It's a developing country.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's different.
So it's a fair question, actually, that I ask you guys.
Yes,
okay.
yes, of course.
Don't want to be offensive.
It almost feels funny now because with crypto, you live a very glamorous life compared to what I used to live.
Hell yeah.
Right? You travel everywhere, you live in nice hotels, you get to experience different cultures. Money ranges from Twitter reply guys to the biggest CEOs. I mean, we just ran into Binance CEO, right?
Yeah,
so it's a heap of different people. But I think what I really love from my experience growing up in Namibia is that I get to appreciate this.
Yeah.
But I've sensed it slipping away slowly because you get accustomed to this life you live or the different lives that you live. But yeah, it was a fun time. Moved to South Africa, finished my school years there, did university there, couldn't find a job, and then joined crypto.
So crypto kind of helped you to find work as well? Is that fair to say?
Yes. So I was finishing my master's in organizational psychology. Can you believe it? Yeah.
Organizations and psychology.
And when I graduated, it was COVID.
Oh.
And you have to do, in South Africa, you need to do an intern year. And there were just a lack of internships to do because you couldn't work in office, right? And someone introduced me to Bonfida back in the day, which now rebranded to SNS.
Yeah.
And I began as a customer support. But I thought crypto was Bitcoin. I didn't know anything. I was so confused. So I actually rang the interviewer and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I can't do this. I tried to study for this interview. And he's like, that's exactly the type of person we want. An honest one. I was like, damn, you guys.
Great. I did something right.
I'll join. And yeah, that's kind of where my SNS career started.
Yeah.
On Discord.
Is it, you basically started at the very end tail of what you can do.
Literally.
Is customer support. Now we call them kind of community moderators or whatever. And that is, I think, a great way to break into the scene as well. Because technically everyone can do it, right? Like you only need is like interconnection, computer, and a bit of people skills and language. And you can do it, right? And then how did you get from that level to the next level? Because I'm supposed, like now you're at a very different stage with when it comes to SNS. What's your official role?
Head of communications.
Head of communication. So basically, that is a beautiful journey from like the down there, from don't get me wrong, but like community mod, and then from how do you say in America, from the cleaner of the dishes,
janitor,
to the riches, from rags to riches.
Yes.
That's kind of the theme, right?
We're trying to use American analogies, and not both of us are American.
I know it in German, but so basically you came from like simple position to now head of comms. How do you get to the next level inside that organization?
Yeah, good question. I was used to working a lot. I wrote my dissertation or my thesis, so being online and being committed wasn't something strange to me. I was doing my online work for a long time, so it kind of overlapped as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's mostly the dedication. I was used to working hard, and that's the nature of people that work on Solana. You don't have to know too much as long as you're ambitious. You have a steep learning curve. It always pays off.
Yeah.
I started rewriting documentation. You start to see when there's issues, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't, as long as you take initiative to fix certain things, it's helpful.
Yeah.
So I started writing documentation, slowly moved to writing blogs.
Yeah.
And I was like, we could maybe step up our Twitter game. My founder at the time was like, yes, please help. So I started doing that. And then you just slowly start doing more and more and more until you start capitalizing a role. And I guess that's what happened.
Yeah.
There was no real formal change. And
actually, it's very interesting. Actually, that's a great journey because you worked yourself up into a new role almost naturally.
Yes.
So at some point, everyone was like, wait a second, she can't be just, like she's doing the things of that level.
Exactly.
While her title is this level.
Exactly.
So let's just make her that level. So that makes a lot of sense. I think that's the best way to level up in a company by just, already doing the things that you're supposed to do at the next level before you have it.
Yes. And
you're automatically going to get it, right?
Exactly. And then you just slowly not start having time for things that are perhaps lower priorities in your role. And that's when you kind of drop the customer support, move up a little bit or move up. But one thing to attest to customer support, I think everyone working in crypto should have experience in customer support, because even when you are head of communications or whatever, you still spend a lot of time with your users. Like even doing this, we're communicating with our users. And if you don't know how to do that, and you don't know how to be patient, and you don't know how to listen, I think you'll struggle wherever you're at. Unless you're a back-end dev.
Obviously, you don't have to. You have a different set of responsibilities.
You're okay.
As soon as you're like in marketing, operations, anything that's kind of a bit more outgoing and user-facing, I think it makes a lot of sense. And then what would you say is like something you really enjoy doing in your work these days? Like what are you good at? And then at the same time, usually it's the same thing. What do you also enjoy doing really, really much when it comes to the scope of work?
That's a good question. I hate it. No, I really enjoy my job. It's just figuring out what my favorite part is. I didn't do a lot of media-facing things in the past, because when I started, it was a trend to be very anonymous.
Fair.
So even with spaces, it was weird because there was a lot of security concerns. There still are, but I don't know why it was such a weird thing. No one showed their face back in the day. I don't know if you recall. And
of course.
You didn't know what anyone looked like. Everyone was a PFP. So now it took me a while to get comfortable with it, but being on podcast, being able to chat to you like this, humanizing the brand, creating content in this way is fun. And I feel like we're connecting with people on a different level. So I really love the community work, and I've recently niched into communications.
So like outgoing, like facing actually the users in
and hopefully
media work.
You'll see more of it. And I find it quite challenging as well, because every time it's a different environment. I mean, it's big lights, there's people around. You need to kind of drop the ego a little bit and humble yourself. But that's what I'm really enjoying. What I'm good at, I don't know, maybe I'm not as good at this, but I do enjoy hanging out with the community. So maybe being a bit more on the personable side, I guess.
Can I say what you're good at?
Please go for it.
Of
course you can.
I would say the head of comms fits you very well, because you're a very good communicator.
Oh, thank you.
Like also like personality-wise, that's usually the thing. Like that's why I said it's usually the same thing: the thing you're good at and the thing you're enjoying. Because if you're good at something, you enjoy doing it as well. In my opinion, you should double down on that strength. Right. Instead of like being, I'm already good at it, let me try to fix some other issue that I suck at.
True that.
Maybe like just double down on your strengths, right? Instead of always working on your weaknesses. It's kind of a controversial thing. A lot of people say, whenever I have weaknesses, then get rid of them. Work on them, right? But in my opinion, if you're a good communicator, then double down on it. Go out there, communicate. And you guys do your live stream?
Yes.
Which is like a weekly thing by now, or
Yes,
what's the cadence? Yeah.
Sometimes it depends how busy we are, right?
Okay.
Because it takes a while to set up and do, especially. I mean, you would know, right?
We do it every single week.
Yes, it's a full-time job. It's
Yeah.
a full-time job. So I do have other responsibilities. So sometimes it depends on what time of the year it
so
is.
there's
and what we're
no
building.
cadence right now where people can expect
It's
this.
bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly, okay.
With my co-host, or it's called The Kitchen, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it started off with a Discord town hall, so we have that weekly.
A lot of times.
And then and then a lot of people started enjoying it, and we're like, fuck it, why don't we take us to Twitter and show our faces? Maybe people would enjoy it as well. And now they do, which is work, because now I've committed to this and I need to show up, but I love it. It's
cool. Yeah, I think that's something you should probably keep doing because I think it fits your role as well, and it's an important part of the whole company.
Yes.
SNS has a strong community. Like, there's a lot of people, and it comes naturally with the product because it is an identity product. So people identify with the product because it's literally their ID on chain, right? So you have, what do we say? What are some metrics right now? Do you have anything top of head? Like, how many holders do you have? How many domain holders are there?
500K.
So it's like definitely 3-digit thousands, like.
Yes, 500K registered.
Registered domains.
And we're probably nearing about 250 to 300K unique users.
Nice.
I haven't checked in a while because we did the $1 domain campaign as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of growth there, of course. And then with the airdrop campaign, there were a lot of new users too. So the growth this year was incredible.
Yeah,
and that was our goal, right?
Yeah.
A strong community initiative, because SNS has kind of floated for a while. It's an infrastructure layer. And to be fair, sometimes it does get a little bit difficult keeping it exciting all the time.
I mean,
right?
it's a fairly straightforward product.
It is.
Like, what else can you do is the question. And that is actually a good question. And it's probably one for but I don't know if you have a take on it that you're allowed to say as well, but for the future, do you think like SNS should really stay the way it is right now and double down on, hey, we're replacing pub keys with domains. We make your on-chain identity readable for humans and integrate everywhere, right? It's a feasible solution.
It's a solid strategy.
Solid pitch, right? Or do you think there's more? Like, do you think there's anything above the horizon that we're not looking at right now that you maybe internally talk in the team, or that you hear from Om, or that you have your personal opinion on? What else can SNS do, essentially, is the questions. Do you have any thoughts on that?
That's a great question, because it's something that we're discussing internally all the time. Because realistically, as you mentioned, we can cut down on staff, go into low maintenance mode, make sure the product works well, continue with steady integrations on Solana, and it could work, right? Does that sound fun? Does that sound like something everyone wants to work on?
It's not exciting.
It's not exciting, but there's a big realm for decentralized identity, and this ranges from conversations like the network state and a digital passport. So it's different ways we can innovate, but then also times change so quickly. So you could commit to something today, we're talking about it, and I can tell you this would work or this wouldn't work, and we'll wake up the next morning and there's a different trend. For me, what I'm really enjoying, and I think what we've been focusing on for a while, is the identity layer of it all. It used to be a really fun tradable asset, an NFT. We saw that kind of die down as well. Well, we won't talk about the market or anything of the sort right now. But the identity layer works well. So what can we do? Do we pursue websites? Do we explore collaboration with Web 2 opportunities? How do we expand that? How do we make that seamless, right? So there's still a lot of work to do when you're considering something like Web 2, because there's different standards. On the one hand, you have ICANN. On the other hand, you don't really have a protocol or certain procedures. And how do we mesh this? So we have the opportunity to kind of break the barriers there. Once again, I can try to make that sound exciting. It's not super exciting, but nor is stable coins, right? But it works and it's relevant and it's doing well.
The easier the use case, the better. And
what's fun about that is it's institutionalizing it. It's not just a flimsy protocol on Web3. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone, but there's a lot of things that rise up and then kind of dies down. But because this is so stable, you get to explore these really exciting opportunities on the Web2 side, or should we form something on the Web3 side that's sort of like a coalition or not? So I'm saying a lot without really saying anything, because I'm trying to be careful, but I guess you could tell where the direction is heading. But I would also be lying if I'm telling you
we got it all figured out.
We've got it all figured out. And I think if someone says that, they're full of shit.
Especially in that stage of the company. Like we're still in a very fast-paced space here in crypto. Things are changing a lot, and yeah, it's good to have a compass and to have it set. And obviously, I like the idea of identity and moving in that direction more and more. And there's so many colors to it, to the topic of ID. A lot of people don't really know what identity really means, and there's different definitions for it as well, right? And there's a lot of stuff you can solve in that segment. We personally didn't find product market fit with a lot of identity related products when we started with Solana ID, because domains were already taken, which is the most straightforward use case, really, just replacing the pub key. But it's also, in my opinion, not true identity, because it is it's replacing a pub key with a human readable key, but above that you don't have any claims that you can attest to or prove to that are more like real world centered, you know, like age and verifications of these kind of things, which is probably more closer to an identity, right? But there's this kind of business you could tap into, which is more like KYB, KYC, and all these kind of more classical identity use cases. And then there's what Solana is doing. It's more like the reputation layer and the behavior of on-chain wallets and so on. Also something you can tap into. So I think there's lots of directions. It requires a good leadership with a good kind of product team that can focus this forward, and someone that can listen to the market and the users to understand it. So very complex topic. I think 2026 is going to be an interesting year for SNS.
Yes.
Directional, because we're going to see what comes out of these conversations.
Exactly, because this year was very high-paced. And an airdrop, building the infrastructure for that, reconnecting with the community. You just move forward. You're either fixing something, building something, or whatever the case might be. And now it's stable. We have the SNS token. We have our reactivated community. And then sometimes it's quite daunting, you know. You're like, oh, okay. Lock in. It's like forward thinking now. We have this huge community, and like you said, there's really complex problems to solve, but that's what makes it exciting. And it's funny you mentioned KYC, because a lot of people talk about identity this and adding different layers to it, but then you present it to users sometimes and they're like, no, but this is Web3. We don't want to do things like this. So what's fun about domain names is that we've minimized what identity really means.
It's very non-invasive.
But then when you want to grow it, you become a little bit more invasive, and maybe it's time to push the users a little bit to see how comfortable are you with this idea of identity, right? And not a lot of people are. But I mean, we just chatted about it. More people are showing their faces. More people are coming into the realms of media, and maybe that's what we needed for people to be comfortable to share more IRL bits and bobs of us.
Honestly, we do have the tools in crypto to keep things private and yet work them out. Like, that's literally engraved in a lot of technology that we're building. It starts from zero knowledge proofs. It goes all the way to multi-party computation and, you know, trusted execution environments. Like, we have the tech. It's literally in the space, right? We just need to kind of put it in a product that is very appealing, package it in something that's appealing for the users and easy to use.
Yes.
That has been a problem in the past with all identity and privacy related topics. They're just so clunky and they add too much friction. And I've been saying this a lot when I talked about identity, and it's always that people do identify themselves online when it needs to be done to get a job done that they really need to get done.
Yes.
So you don't even question showing your passport at the airport because you want to get to that other country. So why the fuck would you say, no, I'm not going to show you my passport?
Such a good analogy.
Right? Like,
you don't question showing a passport.
So it's just a gate opener, the ID document, right? And you do it because you have to do it to get the job done, right? And we need it as a society because it adds security and it adds, you know, it has obviously some benefits to it. But it is also slightly broken here and there in Web 2. And
not slightly, it is
fairly broken. And there's also a direction in which it could go that is not nice, which a lot of surveillance and a lot of, you know, non-privacy enabled technologies. So I think we do actually have a responsibility almost here in this space to push technologies that are a bit more privacy preserving without having the UX suck.
Yes.
Fairly speaking. So lots to do in the next years and months to come. That could go beyond domain names, right?
Yes.
But so far, I think SNS at least has very clear product market fit in that sector.
That helps.
Based on the numbers, right, and company success. And yeah, it's also has been good to get to know you a little bit. But I think we'll wrap it up for now.
Yes.
If there's anything for SNS related right now towards the end of the year that people should look out to.
I can share, and this might be a complete mind twirl. I know I've been talking about identity, which I'm personally really excited about, but this is still a tradable asset and people want to make money from it, right? And I think that's the beauty of SNS because we have different layers of that. So in Q1, hopefully in January, we will be launching Marketplace V2 or the SNS Marketplace V2, which is a really transparent trading experience, one that's faster. So it's really easy for people to kind of, whether they arbitrage a domain or whatever.
Trade domains like tokens.
No, exactly. And some people, that's why some people like domains.
For sure.
I mean, that's why some people buy .coms.
Well, in Web 2, huge business.
While we are excited about the identity realm of it, we are still very, very aware that there are traders of domains that we will be accommodating. So that's a little bit of alpha. Hopefully January 2026.
Nice. We're going to look out for it for Q1. Let's keep it for Q1.
Yeah, Q1. Let me not overcommit. Oh, might smack me.
Exactly, yeah. But Q1 sounds feasible. So, ladies and gents, and everyone in between, make sure to follow SNS on Twitter at Solana Name Service, I guess.
At SNS.
Oh, at SNS. You have the
easy
perfect ticket. So at SNS, and you can also check out Selene, who's also on Twitter. What your handle is?
Not like Dion.
Okay, not like Dion. Yeah, very good. So we got that as well on Twitter. So check it out. Make sure to subscribe to Saul Brothers Pod if you like our content on YouTube at Saul Brothers Pod, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.